Hey Chronicle crew, today's project as we get ready to hopefully get everything wrapped up, or most everything, is this AC to DC power converter so that we can run our fan and our fridge and other things like say the V4 12 volt diesel heater, portable diesel heater, which will require me to probably drill some more holes in the van. That's some nice efficient heating, cold as it is right now, warmer climates. So that said, when I bought this project box, I think I actually have some videos of this that I shot earlier, starting this project box from Amazon, this Meanwell LRS 612 power supply. So what that means is it outputs 600 watts, and so it puts out about 50 amps. That was important to have room to grow. I mean, realistically, the fan only takes a max of 5 amps, and the fridge somewhere short of 10, and the diesel heater, I think on the glow plugs, maybe around 15 to 20. But I wanted to overshoot a little bit, which did introduce some complexity because now I have to use a heavy-duty 6-gauge wire to handle that current. It has 3 outputs. Because the 6-gauge cable wiring is so thick, I've split it down into smaller 10-gauge cables, which are running to this bus bar to combine the current and power, and then into this 50-amp fuse on the positive wiring terminal, and then into this Blue Sea ST 12 fuse block. And so right now I've got the positive and negative running in here. I've got the wiring set up for the fan. This will be for the fridge, which isn't connected to anything right now. And then this with the 25 amp fuse would be for the V4 if we decide to hook it in. And I might just run the wiring anyway, with the possibility of us connecting it at some point, maybe even outside, which isn't the most efficient, but would still give us some heat when we so we don't have to depend on the electrical for the Wave 3. This will plug into standard NEMA receptacle, which we have in the EcoFlow Delta 2 Max, which will be underneath this bench that I'm trying to finish up. Now I've got to plug this in, and I am not an electrician, so I'm not sure 100% what's going to happen. You're going to be seeing this live, and Karin, just so you know, the fire extinguisher is right behind you on that seat, so you might have to, make a run for it. I mean, to the fire extinguisher, not out of the van. You see it on the seat?
Is it on this seat or that
Oh, wait,
seat?
it's right here.
I was like, I don't see it on the seat.
All right, let's see if I get a short circuit. That.
Nope.
Good news. Well, I'm not surprised the power supply has power, and nothing seems to be burning out yet or sparking, so that's good. All right, now let's try it with the fan and hope that I don't blow it. But that's what the fuse is for. Ready? Here it has power. I need to get some new batteries for this remote. They're already dying. The good news is still no fire. All right, well, I guess I'll have to do this the old-fashioned way, by hand. Here are all the project stuff. All right, well, I mean, it has power. And there we go. All right. I call that a success.
Good job.
Hey, I love it when a plan comes together. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We need your help to make our channel successful in our travels henceforth. Chronicle crew, today is Sunday, November 2nd, and putting on some finishing touches for the cabinet that my brother and I built. Well, mostly Ben, but I learned a lot, and I'll take that forward to some future stuff. Wanted to give you an update on what's going on. So you'll have to excuse the mess. This stuff is just sort of piling around right now, but that's the cabinet, and as you can see, it comes to the edge of the driver's seat, and it comes right out to that sort of bump where I'm not sure what that's called. We have one on this side too, of course, right here, and that's where I've run the shore power from the back to the EcoFlow Delta 2 Maxes underneath. And so I've got both of the batteries here, just sort of put some electrical stuff in there, and way in the back you can see the fuse panel. Seems to be working okay right now. I also have the alternator generator, the alternator charger on that side of the extra battery, and then this is the main battery with various cords and whatnot back there for going out to the electrical outlets that I've installed. There's one right behind here. So the good news is it is wide enough at 28 inches to put the EcoFlow Wave 3 so that the outlet vent is facing out. I am thinking maybe I can face it the other way, but we were going to put the IceCo VL75 Pro up here. Now she would like it under the bed, and so the toilet was over there mounted in the corner, and it does still fit even with that E-track I've got down, which I'm still thinking about either cutting down or just removing completely. As it is, the E-track ratchet strap is way too long just to cinch down the toilet here in lieu of screwing it down into the floor, but it could fit right here. But I am concerned about nicking that electrical cord running over to this side over here, this outlet. And then over here underneath the Wave, we've got some additional storage, and so I've got some piano hinges you can see right there. I'm going to confer with Karin about if she wants it mounted outside or more hidden inside, which is more trouble for me. Very doable, I think. Yeah, and then we have space back here to start working with because she wants to start packing it up. And I've got a few more things to do on top of that. I'm going to see if I can get this monitor mount over here. And then I've got these headliner shelf brackets that I'll probably make a shelf for later. They even include some nice plans here from Vancillary. But it's a nice, simple, less expensive DIY kit. So yeah, that's what we got going on today and tomorrow. And hopefully we'll be wrapped up soon and ready to hit the road. Hey, Chronicle crew. Today I'm trying to discuss a few logistical or planning things with Karin to kind of get us locked down for our final sprint to departing for Mexico after a few stops across the country in San Luis Obispo and Las Vegas to see some friends. First thing we're discussing is which way to orient the Wave 3. Right now I have it oriented east-west. After some discussion, Karin thinks it would be better north-south. We can see how it goes. We just have to really account for those hoses going out the window when we're using it, which will be when we're parked, probably. And the second thing is the hinges for the flap. So I got this magnetic catch. It's really nothing special or important to try and keep this down. Got to drill some holes across the top here for ventilation, even though I know it's not the prettiest, but we need to make sure our power supplies, which generate heat, which is a byproduct of, electricity, to make sure that everything stays with a tolerance. So unfortunately, my brother and I, when we cut this board, we didn't account for the overall size, so it's a little narrower than it should be, which is fine. The question is, for you, Karin, do you want the hinges out like this?
Okay.
Or in, which is more work for me, but doable.
No, just do whatever's the easiest. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay. All right then. And then the fridge, I've just kind of placed it here. It can move a little bit further this way towards the driver's side, but I do need to put in that anchoring kit to the floor. So it'll replace these handles. We'll anchor it to the floor. Cabinet should prevent it from moving forward. The weight of it on the rug should kind of help keep it in place too.
Now we're trying to decide where we're going to put the refrigerator. And right now it is right here. There is some space right of it. Thinking is the refrigerator a little bit towards the wall. This area, when this is all cleared, this will be kind of like a place where we're going to get up and stand up here, get up on the bed, maybe lay here or sit here and hang out. And so we can always sit down, open up the refrigerator, get our stuff out, and then we'd have a little bit of space right here between the toilet and the refrigerator to get our stuff in the back. So that's what I'm thinking. As we travel along and go, we can always change our mind. But for now, I think that's a good idea. Leave comments. Let us know. Should we rearrange a different way that you think would work best?
All right, so the next thing we need to talk about while Radar does his trademark wrapping you up, just to remember that when the motorcycle's back here, we won't be able to open these doors.
Yes.
So it's not a big deal to take the motorcycle down and put it back up, but just something to remember. So we got the White Top Adventures DIY sliding drawer kit. We really have gotten a lot of stuff from them. So I suppose, I think this is probably the pull for the drawer.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have installed, and these I think you attach to the poles, right, on both sides. But as you can see with the fridge there, kind of goes right up against the fridge and comes out to here. Now that's fine. There's enough room, right, and then these things are heavy. These drawer pulls are super heavy. Ugh. But yeah, so it still goes to about there, right? And so partly the drawer will cover the access to the spare tire which we want to kind of keep open. So I don't know if that means like drilling a hole through the wood, or cutting it a little short, you know, because we don't have to use the whole hole, but that's where it's going to be, right? 60 inches. And anyway, so this is your open area basically for stuff.
The drawers will be the
drawer is this way.
Oh, it's one big one, right?
One big one.
To there.
It can be any width. It could be from wheel well to wheel well. It can be from, you know, somewhere in the middle, left to right.
Yeah.
You know, it can be any width, but the length is 60 inches.
Okay.
You want to keep track. You want to also, you know, not overweigh it down, right? Because I mean, we definitely want to keep more of the heavier stuff towards the front of the van because the bike is already here.
Yeah.
At 350 pounds, say.
Right.
And then, you know, and the stuff you want to pull out, you want to kind of keep that weight towards the back, so that when you're pulling out the drawer, it's not putting a ton of weight. You know, put it like cantilevering everything out so that it wants to tip. I mean, it'll be screwed in, but it won't be bolted through the floor.
Okay.
Which isn't the strongest way to do it until we get around doing it.
All right, let me put some thought into it. I just want to show you guys what my boo did. Dun, 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 dun. He did it!
What did I do?
The hinges.
The what?
The hinges. Now it opens. So now what he's doing is he's locking down the AC unit behind our seat so it doesn't go flying all over the place. And he put in these little hinges, and now he's putting in a strap.
Those are tie downs.
Oh, tie downs. And then he's strapping it down. Here it goes. Ta-da! Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so hey Chronicle crew, another day, another project. Tree is working on...
Same day, same project.
Yeah, same day, same project as earlier.
But also there's a bow in it, or maybe it's just that the pieces of wood, which I thought were cut exactly the same, are like this one's a little higher than this one. You can see where it's kind of making it. Anyway, no surprise, the box isn't completely square and built up to a craftsman standards. You know, but I guess that's the spirit of DIY for idiots and complete beginners.
So what were you saying you were running into a problem with?
Well, I mean, where to begin? Part of the problem is that when we built this box, I think we talked about this earlier, but maybe not. I've been running into a ton of stuff in my head. Anyway, this lid doesn't completely cover from top to bottom. It's going to be a little bit off the floor, which is fine. It's a place to grab. Hopefully the dogs, if they pee on it, it doesn't go inside. If it does, it'll just be along the bottom, hopefully. But the magnet latch isn't exactly engaging either. So I don't know if I need to move it like somewhere else, like on this along the side instead of at the bottom. Maybe that'll work better. And then also it's a little bit bowed. You can see where it's not exactly flat. So that's like, oh, you can see it more apparently here, right? Here it's tight against the side. Here there's more of a gap.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Good times. Good times. So I'm just trying to figure out how to work around that.
That's what a thinking brain looks like.
Strangely enough, everyone thinks this is my pissed off face. It's just my thinking face. I've got resting bastard face.
So as you can see, lots to do, lots of projects. We both look tired as hell. Just a few things before we get going. We're almost to the finish line to take off and get the hell out of here.
Make my expedition